back to Flex Candle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. I'm Flex, and today we're diving into a full top-down analysis on Bitcoin. We're going to start from the higher time frames, work our way down, and check to see if we find any good setups. Now remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades. Always do your own research and trade at your own risk. All right, guys, so today is Monday. It's about 5 p.m. Eastern time. And yesterday we had the weekly candle close. We also had the close of the 2-week candle. So let's start from here. The stochastics are on the way up. That's bullish. We ended up closing another green candle. So that's about 3 big candles in a row. But if you count this indecisive one, that will be 4. We are a little bit far away from the 21-day moving average, which is currently at 88,436. But with the stochastics on the way up, maybe we continue going up a little bit more. We head over to the weekly. Amazing, guys. 7 weekly candles in a row green. Almost never seen before. I don't think I've ever seen that. I think I looked through this whole chart from the beginning. I think I only seen like one time that it was possibly like that. So are we going to get an 8th candle in a row? The stochastics are up here, but I don't see much curvature yet. We could curve, stay up here dragging for a little bit, so it's possible we could get more upside. Let's see what ends up happening at the end of this week. Right now the 21-day moving average is at 94,073. We head over now to the daily chart. In the daily chart, there's a lot of bullish things that are happening. One is the stochastics are on the way down, but if we zoom in, we see kind of like a little curve here starting to happen. So maybe we'll start curving up pretty fast instead of dragging down here for a little bit. Let's see what happens with that. Also, we have the golden cross here that just happened. You can see a lot better here. The red 50-day moving average crossed the 200-day moving average, the yellow line. We are not too far away on this for the 21-day moving average. We're currently at 109,500 for Bitcoin, and the 21-day moving average on the daily is at 104,932, basically 105,000. So if we were to drop, there should be some type of support there. And also, if you look at the VRVP, which I talked about in yesterday's episode, you can see that there's support here also at this line, basically like around 104. So those are 2 things that should hold us up. And with this golden cross, I don't think that we would be falling down that much. If we did, anything's possible. If we head over to the 22-hour chart, we can see that we're already starting to round up on this. We're right above the 21-day moving average. And something that I wanted to show you guys is look at these moving averages. The white line's the 21-day, the red line's the 50, the purple line's the 80-day, the blue line is the 100-day, and then we have the yellow line, the 200-day moving average. You see how they're all in order? Now look at the daily. The daily, currently we only have the 21, and now the 50 is crossing, and look at the other 2 moving averages are under the 200. Eventually, what we want is for the daily to look exactly how these moving averages look. And when that is like that, we're going to be having a lot higher prices for Bitcoin. Now let's head over here to the 8-hour chart. On the 8-hour chart, we see the stochastics on the way up. We just bounced off the 21-day moving average here. So hopefully we don't roll over and continue going down. Bitcoin has been able to maintain above 109 here for a little bit since yesterday. We head over to the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart, we see that the stochastics are on the way down, but we can also bump back up. We are above the 21-day moving average. As you guys may know, I have this in a falling wedge pattern, which is now starting to break out. And this falling wedge takes us all the way up to 117,300, let's call it. So far we broke out a little bit. We got as high as 110,350 so far. Now another pattern that I'm seeing apart from this falling wedge, a double bottom W pattern here, but also what I'm also seeing is a cup and handle. So this is the cup, and then the measured move for this would end up being about 113,500. So you know what, let's leave that pattern there. Let's see if that comes out. The only thing that I'm not liking is that the stochastics are pointing down. So if we lose the 21-day moving average, unless we get held up here by the 50-day moving average, maybe this pattern will be invalidated, but that's what I'm seeing right now. So let's see if that ends up working out. We head over to the 1-hour chart. The 1-hour chart does show us that we're on the way up in the stochastic, so this might play out. We are beneath the 21-day moving average, but we are getting a big green engulfing candle that looks to break above the 21-day moving average, and then this will break me out of this cup and handle. So let's see what ends up happening. These stochastics are giving me the confidence that maybe we do get a move up today. And then the 15-minute time frame are starting to get a little toppy, but we are above the 21-day moving average, and we're getting to the top of this pattern also here of the cup. So let's see what ends up happening. Right now, overall, what I would say is that Bitcoin looks to go sideways, but it looks like we're going to be holding possibly 109, 108,000 around there. If we do fall down, I see some good support at about 105,000, 104,000. If we drop lower than that, will surprise me, but anything is possible. Other than that, I'm just waiting for this falling wedge on the 4-hour to play out, or this cup and handle, or you guys already know that on the weekly I have a bigger falling wedge which takes us to about 117, 120. So I'm looking for those moves to play out. Other than that, I'm looking for Bitcoin to go sideways and hold support at about 105, 104. All right guys, so that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment and subscribe. And if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is Flex Candle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Catch you on the next chart.